All right, thank you for listening, everyone. I am your host, Priscilla Mack, and today's topic is the pursuit of education. And here today with us we have Sherryl Denise Jones-Black. Sherryl, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from?
Well, I'm 46 years old. I have 4 kids, kind of 2 families. My oldest is 23, and my youngest is 2 years old. So we have a well-blended family. And I also have a grandbaby that's just like 3 weeks old. I'm originally from Alabama, but right now I'm residing in North Carolina.
Okay, so you all are out in the countryside. What is it that you're doing nowadays?
Now I am working with a correctional facility here in North Carolina.
Okay, and you received your bachelor's in?
I received my bachelor's degree in human services with an emphasis in child development.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about your journey, because I remember towards the ending when you were just about to graduate. Were you was that during your pregnancy, or was Carrington your youngest, was he a newborn?
Actually, it was my 8-year-old. I was pregnant then, and I was trying to finish. I just found out that I was having a baby, and I was trying to finish school at the same time. So that was a journey. That was really a journey right there, because at the same time, that's when I found out I had lupus.
Oh, wow. And so you were still yet determined to finish your education. I mean, I even remember coming in your room and you had your books and was studying.
I know, right?
You know, what gave you that drive?
And I think that's what, because at the time I knew I would have to further my education, and I just don't believe in nothing holding me down. I think just being pregnant and with the lupus, that's what drives me to even finish school the most. At the time, I sent my 2 oldest kids to Alabama for the summer because I really wanted to take on more classes. I continued to work full-time on the Air Force Base in Washington. And you're right, I would have on one half the bed, those were all my books, and then I slept on the other side. I only came downstairs because I was also on bed rest. So I would have other people come in and feed the dogs, and I would grab food on my way in from work every night because I worked at 6 o'clock that time, during that time. So I would come in, grab something to eat, and go straight upstairs and never come back down until it was time to go to work again. But I would hear people coming in and out walking the dogs, and they would holler up. But, yeah, my determination was because of me being pregnant and the disease. When you hear lupus, so many people are dying with lupus. So I just didn't want to give in to lupus. I kind of like put it in the back of my mind, you know, and just kept going.
That's a strong point. You put it in the back of your mind, because that's something that you know, the average person would say, well, I can't do this right now because of this. So instead, you decided to do it because of it. That's amazing.
And that's true. You're right. Because sometimes when you give in to a sickness, you become more sick. You know, and I just did not want to do that. It was already bad enough being pregnant with lupus. You cannot, a lupus patient is known to not be able to conceive a child. So I was having so many complications anyway. I couldn't give in to the fact that I had lupus, because that would work on my pregnancy too. So it preoccupied my mind with something else, like school kind of took my mind off of the lupus, the situation.
Okay, so that's kind of like a reverse. You kind of use the school to take your mind off of things.
Yes.
And that's very positive. So how was your schedule? Like, how did you manage your time? With lupus, you probably had some doctor's appointments for that. Then you had to go to the doctor for the babies, and then you have children who have needs and wants and a house to keep up with.
That's true. So I always say women are so good at multitask. And I think it was just my upbringing. I'm able to. I have always been the type of person to. I think I take on more jobs than I can handle sometimes. And even if I don't have it, I can't operate because I've been doing it so long. So it's just being able to set a schedule. I know I have a doctor's appointment. I know I have to do my homework. Usually what I would do, even with my kids, my family is going to always come first. Myself, I'm always going to take care of myself. I always got to take care of myself. I always have to take care of my kids. I would do everything, take care of myself, take care of my kids first, right off the top. I would wait till everybody go to bed, and then I would stay up and do my homework afterwards.
Okay, so you had to make that type of sacrifice.
Yeah,
but it was worth it.
It was worth it because they would come home. They can never say they never had a hot meal. They always had a hot meal. Sundays, I know on Sundays I would iron everybody's clothes up for the week. So I didn't have to worry about doing that during the week. I would cook, like on certain days, I would cook 2 meals and freeze 1. So, see, it's just things you have to do. So some days a little bit busier than others, but it's just how you plan your day, how you set your schedule.
Okay, that's very realistic. So you had your meals planned out, you had the children's clothes planned out, you wasn't waking up to no surprises every day.
No, you could not. That's what you could not afford to do. So you need to plan ahead.
Oh, wow. So what was it like when you actually finished and graduated?
I was more motivated to go ahead and work on my master's degree. So that's when I enrolled in school and started working towards my master's degree in counseling.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was just I became more thirsty. I just kept, if I could do this, now I can do that. So, again, just not letting, things hold me back. I just kept going, continue on.
And I remember you saying that, you had people coming over and helping. How important do you feel that it is to have help?
Oh, it is good to have a support system. In Washington State, I was a member of the church on post. And I must say, if it wasn't for the support of my church family, I don't know what I would do, because even when I became sick and couldn't cook meals or whatever, they did it for me. So that support is really needed. Even when I felt like giving up, they were there to kind of push me and pick me up and pull me right along the way.
Wow, that is amazing. I'm very proud of you. I'm glad I got to see some of it firsthand and see the results of it. Very amazing, and you were definitely an inspiration to me while I was there looking at that. I was like, wow, how's she doing all of this? So now we see and we hear it from the horse's mouth. That is amazing. So can you share with us? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say really briefly, do you have any encouragement or inspiration for somebody out there who's listening who may be in the same situation? Some women, they go to school and then they find out they're pregnant and then they want to quit, or they may be sick. And this could be something that they can do, like how you have done, to actually pull themselves into a health. So you have a few words for our people out there listening.
Yes, you have to always believe that you can. Never give up. When when I entered into school, I was going through a divorce, my first divorce. I did not let that stop me. In fact, I went to a junior college as well as a university, and I worked full time and took care of my family. So I knew then at that moment, because I was going through that first divorce, my kids would need me more then, than anything. So I knew I had to pick myself up and go, because there was going to only be one income. So that's where that support system came in. So you just have to believe that everything's going to be okay. I can do this. I would always say, together we can, together we will. And one thing I stood by. I always would say that because all I had at the time, even going through majority of my school, was my kids. I was a single mom. I was pregnant at the time. My fiance, he was then over in Iraq. So, again, I was a single parent going through all of this by myself. So I had to believe together we can, together we will. So just trust and believe that God will never put no more on you than you can bear. Just have faith, believe, and trust. And you can do it.
Thank you so much, Kitty, for calling you Kitty. That's your nickname. Thank you so much.
Right. You're right. That's what you know me by.
I know. Thank you so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Everything that you shared was so uplifting. I mean, I even got some seeds for myself that I would have never known. So once again, thank you so much, and God bless you until we talk again.
Okay, bless you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.